Good morning, students. Students, today we will study about explorers, great explorers of the world who have discovered new lands. Children, what is the meaning of this word explorer? Some of you must be knowing it. Explorer is a person who undertakes voyages to discover scientific and geographical information. They travel to far and wide places to get scientific and geographical information, to discover new lands. And as you can see on the board, there are many explorers who have discovered different places. Now, children, we will talk about them in this lesson. The first one, though not the first to reach America from Europe. Now, this explorer is not the first to reach America from Europe. It was his voyage that led to general European awareness. But his travel, his voyage led to general European awareness of the hemisphere and the successful establishment of European culture in the New World. He made his voyage with 3 ships, Santa Mary, Nina and Pinta. Now children, this great explorer is Christopher Columbus. He is an Italian explorer and he undertook 4 voyages across Atlantic Ocean. Now, due to his voyages which he has undertaken, he was able to spread European culture in these new places where he undertook his journey. Now, we come to the second one. A Portuguese-born maritime explorer. He tried to find a westward route to the Spice Island of Indonesia. Now this explorer, he tried to get the route to the Spice Island of Indonesia. This voyage came to be known as the first successful attempt at circumnavigation of the earth. An important natural passage between the Pacific and Atlantic oceans is named after him. Now this explorer is Ferdinand Magellan. Now he is a Portuguese explorer. He undertook a journey to the Spice Islands of Indonesia. Children, you must be knowing that due to trade reasons, these explorers, they undertook journey. And this person, he undertook this journey for spices. He wanted to find out the islands which are rich in spices. And he also went around the earth. He undertook this journey, but en route means on the way he died. And this circumnavigation which he was undertaking around the world, this was completed by his companion Elcano. Ferdinand Magellan ने ये यात्रा शुरू की थी. He organized the Spanish expedition to the East Indies from 1519 to 1522. But he was unable to complete the voyage and he was accompanied by his friend Elcano. He completed that voyage. Next one. The first Englishman to successfully sail around the world. His exploits were semi-legendary and made him a hero to the English. But to the Spaniards, he was equated with the devil. Now this person is Francis Drake. He is an English explorer and he was considered a hero by the English and a devil by the Spain, by the Spanish people. And he also circumnavigated the world from 1577 to 1580. इन्होंने भी विश्व का भ्रमण किया था 1577 से 1580 तक. Now we come to the fourth one. Together with his father, Niccolo, and his uncle Matthew, this Venetian explorer. Children, Venetian means people belonging to Venice. Venice is a country in Italy. And the people there are called Venetians. And Marco Polo is a Venetian. He undertook his journey with his father and uncle. This Venetian explorer was one of the first Westerners to travel the Silk Route to China and visit the great Kublai Khan. Now he traveled to the Silk Route. Now China and some of the eastern countries, they were famous for silk. As I told you, these explorers, they were in search of new lands to get new trade, to expand their trade. They undertook these voyages. And now this explorer, Marco Polo, he undertook this journey and he traveled to China. Now, what is the Silk Route or the Silk Road? In ancient period, in ancient trade, there was a network that connected China and the Far East with the countries in Europe and the Middle East. ट्रेड के लिए यूरोप को चाइना से और उसके साथ जो फार ईस्ट कंट्रीज उनको जोड़ती हुई जो रूट्स थी उनको सिल्क रूट कहा जाता था. बिकॉज प्राइमरीली दिस रूट वॉज मेनली कंसर्न विद द ट्रेड ऑफ silk, for which China is famous. And at that time he also visited Kublai Khan. He visited Kublai Khan between 1271 and 1295. Now Marco Polo is a Venetian merchant. Next one, fifth one, a Portuguese explorer who sailed around the southern tip of Africa in 1488, thus becoming the first European to do so. Now, he was the first European to sail around the southern tip of Africa in 1488, thus becoming the first European to do so. He originally named the Cape of Good Hope as the Cape of Storms. अफ्रीका का जो साउदर्न टिप है उसको केप ऑफ गुड होप अब हम कहते हैं. लेकिन जब ये फर्स्ट एक्सप्लोरर हु इज बार्टोलोम्यू डियास, when he reached the southern tip of Africa, he called this the Cape of Storms. उन्होंने इसको नाम दिया था Cape of Storms. Next we come to the fifth one. This one, Bartolomeu Dias is a Portuguese explorer. Next we come to sixth one. A Portuguese explorer. He was one of the most successful people in the European age of discovery and the commander of the first ship to sail directly from Europe to India. His body was first buried in India at St. Francis Church, Fort Kochi, which is in Kochi, but his remains were returned to Portugal in 1538. Now, this famous explorer, Portuguese explorer, is Vasco da Gama. He is also from Portugal, Portuguese explorer. and he is the first European to reach India by sea. And he is the first person to link Europe by an ocean route. वास्को ड गामा फर्स्ट पर्सन थे जिन्होंने यूरोप को एशियन रूट के थ्रू एशिया के साथ जोड़ा था। यूरोप और एशिया को ओशन रूट के थ्रू वास्को ड गामा ने पहली बार जोड़ा था। एंड ही कनेक्टेड अटलांटिक ओशन, इंडियन ओशन एंड द वेस्ट। Now we come to the next one after Vasco da Gama. Now the seventh one is again a Portuguese explorer. A Portuguese navigator and explorer. He is generally regarded as the first European discoverer of the sea route to Brazil. Now this person has discovered sea route to Brazil. He is honored on a number of postage stamps and depicted on their currency. When he has discovered Brazil, he is depicted on postage stamps as well as in the Brazilian currency. Who is this person? He is Pedro Alvarez Cabral. He is Pedro Alvarez Cabral. He is again a Portuguese explorer. So many explorers are from Portugal. 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are 4 explorers we are getting in this lesson. Next one. An Italian merchant, explorer and cartographer. Cartography is related to map making. He played a senior role in 2 voyages which explored the east coast of South America between 1499 and 1502 and discovered that South America extended much further south than previously known by Europeans. The new continent, America, was named after him. Now the Italian merchant on whose name America is named is Amerigo Vespucci. He is an Italian merchant. Now he discovered that he explored, he found that the east coast of South America and discovered that South America extends beyond what is known by the Europeans. जितना यूरोपियंस को पता था कि यहाँ तक साउथ अमेरिका है, उससे भी आगे है साउथ अमेरिका, उसका एक्सटेंशन दिस एक्सप्लोरर अमेरिको वेस्पुच्ची इन्होंने ढूंढ के निकाला था. नाउ अमेरिका वेस्पुच्ची. नेक्स्ट इज now the new continent America was named after him, that is Amerigo Vespucci, and he is an Italian explorer. Next one, a Norwegian explorer. He led the first successful Antarctic expedition between 1910 and 1912. He was also the first ever person to successfully traverse the Northwest Passage, a sea route through the Arctic Ocean along the northern coast of North America, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Now children, this Norwegian explorer is Roald Amundsen. He is a Norwegian explorer. He is an explorer of polar regions. He was the first person to travel across the Northwest Passage, a sea route through the Arctic Ocean. All this is Arctic Ocean, Arctic region. This is polar region. And he was the person who connected the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean along the northern coast of North America. Now he is Norwegian explorer. He is Roald Amundsen. Next one, a French navigator who first explored and discovered the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the shores of the St. Lawrence River, named Canada, which is now Canada. Now this French explorer is Jacques Cartier. Now in the footnote we are told about Edmund Hillary and his achievements. He was the first to conquer Mount Everest along with Tenzing Norgay. And further, after he conquered Everest, he again took expedition and climbed 10 other peaks in the Himalayan regions. He was also the first person to reach South Pole in 1958 and also the North Pole along with Neil Armstrong. He also landed on the moon along with Neil Armstrong, and he also took a boat expedition from the mouth of Ganga to its source in 1977. Now, thus he became the first man to stand on both poles, North Pole, South Pole, Mount Everest, as well as to accompany Neil Armstrong on the moon. He was appointed New Zealand High Commissioner to India, Nepal and Bangladesh. That's all, children, for the explorers in this lesson. Now we will move on to lesson number 50, the Nobel Prize. Children, we will today study in this lesson about Nobel Prize winners, the Nobel laureates. Children, this Nobel Prize, this is given every year on 10th of December, which is the death anniversary of Alfred Nobel. Now, children, Alfred Nobel was a Swedish chemist and inventor. He invented dynamite in 1866 and gelignite in 1876. And with these inventions, he acquired a huge amount of wealth. And this wealth he decided to give 5 prizes on different subjects like physics, chemistry, literature, peace and physiology, which is also called medicine. जो इन्होंने ये धनराशि प्राप्त की थी, इसका इन्होंने डिसाइड किया कि इसका एक प्राइज दिया जाएगा। 5 सब्जेक्ट्स के ऊपर उन्होंने डिसाइड किया और पहला नोबेल प्राइज जो है वो 1901 में दिया गया। एंड बाद में ये दूसरे सब्जेक्ट्स में भी, जैसे इकोनॉमिक्स है उसमें भी उन्होंने बाद में ये 1969 में दूसरे सब्जेक्ट्स को भी इंक्लूड किया गया। फर्स्ट वन, वी विल बी डूइंग सम क्विज एंड द आंसर्स विल बी द नेम ऑफ Nobel laureates. Name the Polish scientist who won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1903 for her work on radiation and followed it up with the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1911 for her work on radium. Now this Nobel laureate is Marie Curie. Marie Curie जो कि पोलैंड की थी, पोलैंड के लोगों को पॉलिश कहते हैं और उनको केमिस्ट्री और फिजिक्स दोनों में ही नोबेल प्राइज मिला एंड शी इज द फर्स्ट वुमन टू गेट नोबेल प्राइज इन फिजिक्स। और मैरी क्यूरी की डेथ भी इनके साइंटिफिक एक्सपेरिमेंट्स जो वो करती थी रेडिएशन के से एक्सपोज होने की वजह से उनकी डेथ भी हुई एट द एज ऑफ 66। नेक्स्ट वन, which international organization has won the Nobel Peace Prize on 3 occasions in 1917, 1944 and 1963? अब इस इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को 3 बार नोबेल पीस प्राइज मिला, 1917, 1944, 1963. This is International Committee of the Red Cross. This committee was established in 1863 and this committee helps people affected by conflict and armed violence. जो लोग वॉर वगैरह में अफेक्टेड होते हैं उन लोगों की सहायता के लिए, उन कंट्रीज की सहायता के लिए ये कमिटी हेल्प करती है। एंड द हेडक्वार्टर ऑफ इंटरनेशनल कमिटी ऑफ द रेड क्रॉस इज इन जेनेवा, स्विट्जरलैंड। नेक्स्ट वन, in 2016 who won the Nobel Prize in Literature for having created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. Now it is Bob Dylan. He is an American songwriter and singer. He got this prize in literature. Next one, he won the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1954 and received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1962. इस पर्सन को केमिस्ट्री के लिए 1954 में मिला और 1962 में पीस प्राइज, नोबेल पीस प्राइज मिला। Name the famous scientist. Now this famous scientist is Linus Pauling. Now Linus Pauling, he has published 1200 papers and books, and out of these 850 dealt with scientific topics. इन्होंने 1200 पेपर्स पब्लिश किए और बुक्स लिखी और जिनमें से 850 साइंटिफिक टॉपिक से रिलेटेड थी। नेक्स्ट वन, who is the only person to win the Nobel Prize for Physics twice? अब इस पर्सन को नोबेल प्राइज मिला है फिजिक्स के लिए 2 बार। Once for inventing the transistor and the other time for the theory of superconductivity. Now, पहली बार जब उनको फिजिक्स में मिला, this is for the invention of transistor, which he invented in 1956. और दूसरी बार जब मिला, it is for the theory of superconductivity in 1972. This theory of superconductivity is also known as BCS theory. इसको BCS theory भी कहते हैं। Now this person is John Bartman. Now in the footnote, Sir V.S. Naipaul is a British author of Indian descent. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2001. ये जो V.S. नायपॉल है, विद्याधर सूरज प्रसाद नायपॉल, ये ब्रिटिश ऑथर हैं, अदरवाइज he is having Indian origin. He was given Nobel Prize for Literature in 2001. Now we come to the 6th one. Which famous French author declined the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1964? Now this person who refused to take the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1964 is Jean-Paul Sartre. He is the leading figure in the 20th century. He is known for in the field of French philosophy as well as Marxism. This person is Jean-Paul Sartre. Next one, name the novelist who declined the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1958 under the pressure of his government and had his book published in his homeland in 1988. अब ये भी नॉवेलिस्ट जो हैं इन्होंने भी अपना नोबेल प्राइज लेने से इनकार कर दिया, जैसे जीन पॉल सार्ट्रे ने किया था, वैसे ही नेक्स्ट वन बोरिस पास्टरनैक, इन्होंने भी लेने से मना कर दिया. Why? Because it aroused opposition in Soviet Union. Next one, eighth one. Which Pakistani youth icon received the Nobel Peace Prize jointly with Kailash Satyarthi in 2014? तुम लोगों को शायद ये नाम मालूम हो. कैलाश सत्यार्थी के साथ मलाला यूसुफजई को नोबेल पीस प्राइज मिला था 2014 में. नेक्स्ट वन, हु वाज द फर्स्ट यूएस प्रेसिडेंट टू विन अ नोबेल पीस प्राइज? नोबेल पीस प्राइज इनको मिला जो कि यूएसए के प्रेसिडेंट रह चुके हैं, वो है थियोडोर रूजवेल्ट. He was the president of America from 1901 to 1909. Next one, which legendary campaigner for peace was nominated 5 times but never won the Peace Prize? Now in the hint it is given, in 1948, the year of his death, the Nobel Committee realized its folly, did not award the Peace Prize to anyone. Now this person is Mahatma Gandhi. He was nominated 5 times. इनको 5 बार इनका नाम नॉमिनेट किया गया, लेकिन एक बार भी इनको मिला नहीं. और 1948 में जब आखिरी बार उनका नॉमिनेशन हुआ, तब नोबेल कमेटी ने अपनी गलती को महसूस किया और उस साल किसी को भी नोबेल पीस प्राइज नहीं दिया गया. सबसे पहले उनका नॉमिनेशन जो है 1937 में हुआ, फिर 38 में, फिर 39 में, फिर 47, फिर 48. 5 बार हो चुका, लेकिन मिला एक भी बार नहीं. नेक्स्ट वन, in 2009, Eleanor Ostrom became the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in which category? एलेनोर ऑस्ट्रॉम को नोबेल प्राइज मिला किस कैटेगरी में, किस सब्जेक्ट में? इट वाज इन इकोनॉमिक्स. ही गॉट दिस नोबेल प्राइज फॉर इकोनॉमिक्स along with ऑलिवर विलियमसन. इनको ये जो नोबेल प्राइज मिला है एलेनोर ऑस्ट्रॉम को, इनके साथ ऑलिवर विलियमसन को भी मिला है. नेक्स्ट वन, नेम द बांग्लादेशी इकोनॉमिस्ट who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006. अब ये बांग्लादेशी इकोनॉमिस्ट है जिनको नोबेल पीस प्राइज मिला है 2006 में, along with Grameen Bank which he had founded. He is मोहम्मद यूनुस. बांग्लादेश के मोहम्मद यूनुस को, जो कि इकोनॉमिस्ट है लेकिन उनको नोबेल प्राइज मिला है फॉर पीस. Now we come to the table which is given in your book. Children, you will learn this table because these are the names of Indian Nobel laureates and you must know them. First one is, all of you know this name, Rabindranath Tagore. He got this Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. Next one is C.V. Raman for Physics in 1930. Hargobind Khurana for Medicine in 1968. Mother Teresa for Peace in 1979. S. Chandrasekhar for Physics in 1983. Amartya Sen for Economics in 1998. And Kailash Satyarthi for Peace in 2014. Now, in the footnote it is given that the Nobel prizes are presented on Alfred Nobel's death anniversary, I told you earlier, on 10th December every year. Except for the Nobel Peace Prize, which is given in Oslo by the Norwegian Nobel Committee. All the other prizes are awarded by the King of Sweden in Stockholm. Nobel Peace Prize को नॉर्वेगियन नोबेल कमेटी जो है वो देती है और बाकी सारे स्वीडिश गवर्नमेंट देती है, स्वीडन की. Now, in the next chapter, we will be talking about some pollutions. All of you know the pollution level of air, water and soil. They are increasing and it is creating a challenge for the humans to control it. You know, it is deteriorating our earth. आपने देखा होगा बेटा तुम्हें सांस लेने में प्रॉब्लम होती है because of dust smoke which is emitted by factories, vehicles. Now, the pollution leads to deterioration in the environment, which in turn affects all the living creatures which survive on this earth, whether it is human beings, plants, animals, all are affected by this pollution. And when such things happen, it is depicted in various forms, like in the form of global warming, through acid rain, through the depletion of ozone layer, and air is polluted, all of you know, through the smoke which is emitted by factories, power stations and vehicles. So, if we want to reduce this air pollution, we have to curtail the use of these things which lead to dust and smoke and pollute the air. Next one is water pollution. Now there are a large amount of industrial waste, agricultural chemicals and sewage waste which are dumped in the rivers and they pollute the water bodies and the marine life is affected by it. So all these sources which lead to water pollution, they need to be curtailed. And last one is soil contamination, which takes place because of toxic compounds, salt, radioactive materials, which are and chemicals, these agents, they pollute the soil and our soil is badly affected by it. It adversely affects the health of human beings, plants as well as the other living creatures living on this earth. So we have to save the world, and one of the best way to save the world is planting more and more trees. Now that's all for today's lesson. Children, you will read all these 3 lessons and you will learn them and do the work and send me by next Thursday. Thank you, children.